I think they did an amazing job tonight.
I was like, hey, son, now we're on.
Less kayfabe.
MJF is going to win this thing.
More chaos.
Tony, I'm sorry that I thought that.
All elite. This is the Elite Heat Podcast. The Elite Heat Podcast. With Tim and Doug.
That's awkward.
I'm so jealous you got yours already.
I sure did.
Man.
I want to chew right into the microphone, but...
Which flavor of the Deutsch Foods is that?
So this right here is the birthday cake one. Now, let me tell you.
Okay.
I am one of those guys that I will go for birthday cake flavored, about anything. Protein bars, ice cream, cookies, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it can be super hit or miss.
Yes.
This is really good, dude. This is really good.
All right.
They nailed it.
Wait.
They nailed the birthday cake flavor. So find out for yourself when you go to Deutsch Foods. That is DOICH, DeutschFoods.com, and put in Elite Heat when you check out and get 20% off. Also, Doug, ready? I have a surprise.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes. You got lights.
The ring light is working again. I didn't even get a new one. It is working again. So,
yay!
After like a month, I'm no longer in the dark. But all right.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got cookie dough. I got light. I'm a happy boy. So, I'm a happy boy because I have cookie dough from Deutsch Foods. Again, DeutschFoods.com. Promo code Elite Heat when you check out.
Yep.
I'm also going to tell you the fudge brownie is really good too. Those are my top two right now.
Okay, you know what? Don't spoil it for me.
You'll get it soon.
I know. Mine should be coming. I forgot to check the update, but tomorrow maybe? So
they went Sting. I was going to say, I got it really quick. So,
buddy.
I know.
Stinger.
See, I have to remind myself, don't touch the mic once I get them balanced up here. But anyway, rambling aside, let's dive into tonight's Dynamite from Detroit. And let's begin, as we always do, with the heat check.
Yeah, I think it's your turn to start.
Alrighty. So my apologies for those watching. I took my notes on my phone, so I'm going to be looking down a lot here. But here's the stuff I liked. And the good news for this Redemption Fallout episode is I liked a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought the first thing we really saw with the Death Riders watching Omega turn on Ospreay, I thought that was super clever. I really liked that. And then I told you. I told you.
Finally,
it only took like 2 months of me saying, probably longer than that, of me saying it. It finally happened, but we'll dig into that. That triple threat for the national title was fantastic.
Yes.
The Andrade promo afterwards, I thought was really good.
Before that, do you want to tell people? Do you want to say what you mean by finally it happened?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to remember so that I don't spoil it when I go through my life.
Yeah. It's not a spoiler if you watch the episode, or even if you read anything online, or if you've been listening to this show, there's kind of only one thing that could be with me spiking the football like 8 months later. But anyway.
Yes. But it happened.
Andrade's promo I thought was really good. Don Callis Family with Renee was fine. I liked that fine. Did some story beats there. The trios match between the Don Callis Family and Brodito and Speedball was good. Renee with the Bucks and Cope and Cage came very close to being mid for me, but I'm going to keep it on the like line for one reason that we'll talk about. It came real close to being on the mid, though. I'm going to put that on the mid. I'm going to put that on the mid as well.
Wow.
Well, but again, nothing has been bad so far.
No.
That's going to go on the mid as well. So there's 3 in a row that's on the mid. But then Mox and Komander for the Continental Championship, I will admit I was behind because it's my father-in-law's birthday and we were at dinner with him. I did some skipping on this match. What I saw was very good, though.
It's all right. Yeah.
I liked Mick with the Bang Bang Gang.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the trios title match, and I really, 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 really liked the Omega Ospreay stuff at the end.
Yeah, that was solid.
Your thoughts?
I will agree with you. I like the entire intro package, with the Death Riders watching the match and watching the Will and Kenny drama at Redemption, and how Mox is going, hit him before he gets you, get him before he gets you. I told you. That, like you said, that was really clever. That was really well done. I really like that. I like the whole thing. And yes, you were right. Hangman Adam Page comes back.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it.
Eventually, I was going to be right. Ignore me. I'm just going to.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, rub it in that mine's not here yet. But I thought it was interesting because Hangman, put an olive leaf out to Will Ospreay, and it kind of didn't go anywhere, and that's fine. The triple threat, Andrade, Nick Wayne, Jack Perry for the national title. Oh my God. Love that match. I think Nick Wayne looks really, really great in the ring for as young as he is and what he's doing. He looks wise beyond his years, and I can't wait to see what he grows into.
I think he's got a bright future. Yeah.
Absolutely. I like you. I like the Andrade bit afterwards. That was good. I put Doyle Cage Fletcher versus Brodito and Speedball down in the light category. I liked it. It continues the Speedball story arc with the Don Callis family, so that was nice. I actually liked Persephone and Maya World for the TBS Championship. It was borderline for me, but I put it in the like because of Sheeta is back to interfere, so okay, we're going to continue that. And now Statlander saves the interference. So now we're back to Chris Statlander and Sheeta. Do I think that's a little tired? Yes, but at least they haven't given up on, oh, well, Sheeta lost. Bye. They're continuing the story. I think that's fine. I think it gives these four something to do. And if it keeps Persephone on TV and we see a little bit more of her, I think that will be nothing but good for the women's locker room. I also have Cage, Cope, and the Young Bucks as, I said I like it, but it is borderline mid.
It's real close.
The reason it's borderline mid is because I've heard it all before. They basically said the same things to each other with a few choice differences, which I'll wait because I think I know what you're going to say and I want to hear it. So yeah, I thought the Renee, Willow, and Mercedes and Divine Dominion bit was really good. I like that. I thought it was a little long. I understand that it was emotional with Willow, but it came around because it was so fun. And I thought her and Mercedes were amazing together. I thought they were great. Thought that was really great. I liked the Mick Foley bit with Bang Bang Gang calling out Death Riders. That was short. That was fun. I liked the back and forth with the Mick Foley catchphrases and the cheap heat for Detroit and the thumbs up. That was always good. Trios Championship. Hey, look, they're on TV. And I really liked it. And I like the fact that the Demand won. Love that. And I'm going to save that.
Yeah.
And then, Kenny and Will Ospreay. My God. The end. I normally complain about ending with a promo. Not tonight.
No, not tonight.
Nope. Loved it.
So then that would bring us to the mid. And I've already now forgotten on some of the borderline ones, so I may end up repeating myself here.
Not a problem.
There were three in a row here that were borderline for me that I'm going to put in the mid. It's Persephone in Maya World, the Mark Davis promo, and Renee with Willow. And again, I think at least two of those three were really close to being likes for me, maybe even all three of them, but I'm going to put them in the midline. I'll explain more why when we get there. The Death Riders promo that came before the Omega Ospreay thing, didn't love it. Didn't hate it, but didn't love it.
Yep.
So I put that in the mid, and I think that's all my mids. Yes.
Okay. All right. I also had Mark Davis calling out Will Ospreay. Okay.
Yeah.
You just didn't have to see a lot of meat on that bone, so whatever. I'm putting the Brawling Birds backstage promo as mid just simply because it's kind of the same promo we've heard from them. And it's fine. They're on TV. I didn't hate it, but I'd like to see something different. I actually put the Moxley Komander match as mid, not because the match was bad. The match itself is in the light category. The fact that it kind of meant next to nothing is why it's in the mid for me, because there really were no yes, the title's on the line. He wasn't losing to Komander.
Yeah. That's why I was fast forwarding through that one. Yeah.
That's why it was on the mid for me. And the Death Riders promo, that was mid, but there were some bits in it that I really enjoyed. I did like Lucia calling out Will Ospreay. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it was fine. That would then bring us to the didn't like line, where I believe I have two things.
Okay.
The first is the Brawling Birds promo, And
Okay.
when we do the rundown of this show, I'll tell you why I straight up didn't like it. In fact, I actually wrote down, this promo offends me. That's being a little dramatic, but
I love that though.
it's wrestling. We be dramatic over here. And then the other thing I did not like is, I am sorry to report, if you have not watched this episode of Dynamite yet, that we got bad Taz on this one.
You know what? I blanked him out so often, I wasn't paying attention to him. So you're not wrong.
He had a couple good one-liners in there. He had a couple funny moments, like when Orange Cassidy was doing the, I'm going to go from the top rope. No, I'm going to step down. No, I'm going to step down. No, I'm going to step down. Taz is actually pretty funny there, but there was a lot of him once again seeming to not know how to be a heel, which is really bizarre to me.
Yeah.
But he once again he just can't find it. And I think the best thing for him is for them to say, just call it.
Yeah. Don't try to play the character.
Yeah.
Don't try to be the heel. Just
talk about it.
Just do stuff. Yeah.
Just try to be entertaining. That's all you got to do. So that was on my bad. I did not like.
I don't really have anything in my did not like. Most things were, didn't offend me too bad. The birds didn't offend me. I can't wait to hear why they offended you. I have a sneaking suspicion, but I can't wait to actually hear it. So yeah, I didn't dislike anything on the show other than the runtime.
Yes, that's pretty ridiculous, and it didn't feel as long to me because I sat down to start this thing about an hour into the show,
right?
And so I'm fast forwarding, so it didn't feel as long to me. But I mean, I texted you at one point. I'm like, wait, is it really still going? Because HBO Max is telling me it's still going, and it's like 9:40 or something at that point. I'm like, what? And I should say 9:40 Central Time for those of you that are not in the time zone. But
exactly,
it ends. It's supposed to end at 9 for us. So
I think it was like 9:38 when it finally
something
ended,
like that.
real.
Yeah,
I think it was 2:38 something. It was a long one tonight,
and
again. There wasn't anything I disliked other than the length. So
yeah. All right, so then let's run this thing down, or to quote a pretty popular wrestling entrance song from Once Upon a Time, break it down. Here we go. Thank you. So like we said, it opens basically with the Death Riders and really kind of specifically Moxley losing his mind, watching Omega turn on them. I think you hit it on the head in the heat check there of this is a really clever way to do the storytelling. And I think that it really showed where we're at I think the rest of the Death Riders are going to do the whole like, well, we never really liked you anyway.
Right.
Moxley, I think to some degree is heartbroken over this.
Without a doubt.
And I think that's really interesting. Yeah, I think that's really compelling.
Yeah, I mean, he's stalking off. He's mad. He's throwing things. He's like spent all this time working with him, working on him. And he's basically like, like I bought her all the flowers and she still breaks up with me on prom night,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's the whole, anybody that's ever been in this situation, and I think we all have, where you're sitting there going, I'm telling you, this is the way. And I know this is the way because I've been there. I'm telling you. You got to get him before he gets you because I know he's going to. Like anybody that's been in that situation, whether it's professionally or in a personal relationship or whatever it is, where you're going, I'm telling you, this is the way. And I know because I've been there. And then the person doesn't listen to you.
Right. Yeah.
It will eat you up. It is the most infuriating damn thing.
Super annoying.
Yeah. And so I get it. And this is the first time I would say, because of that wrinkle, because I have been in that position of saying like, look, I'm telling you, this is really, I really think this is the way. I really think, this is kind of what you brought me in to do is you should be listening to me here and you're not. This is the first time in my experience with Jon Moxley in any form of the characters he's played where I'm like, I relate to you now. And that's very interesting.
Yeah, and this is in all his rantings and all his ravings. This is the most while he's infuriating or he's just furious. This is the most down to earth, logical, rational he's been. This is the most sense he has made that's easy to connect to. You don't have to do any wrestling logic to jump around. It's like, no, I get it. You tried to tell him. You tried to
Mhm.
tell him. He didn't listen. He
Yeah.
got clocked.
Yep.
So I liked it. I really, really liked it. What I thought was interesting was at the end, and I can't remember exactly how he put it, but basically it's like, oh, this ain't over. We're not over because
Mhm.
now you're the most dangerous thing going. One of the most
Mhm.
talented wrestlers with nothing to lose. And
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting because it makes me think that Moxley still feels like he's got hooks in Will, and we'll see if he does because we got 32 days till
Yeah.
Wembley. So
Yeah.
we'll
I
see.
think I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how that plays itself out, particularly in the context of the Death Riders, where if if we're right about this, that the rest of them have now just basically, and based on tonight, I feel pretty confident saying the rest of them have basically said, "Well, all right, I'm done with that dude. I never liked you anyway."
Hmm.
If Mox is like, he's the one that got away, that's gonna create some interesting dynamic within that group,
Well, yeah.
and makes that group as a whole now more compelling than they've been in a while. Because I
Hmm.
kind of feel like they've been a little bit in limbo, and we've talked about this a lot, in that they're heels, but they're not. And they're kind of involved in this, but they're not, you know, and they're kind of involved in this story, but they're not.
And
And
weirdly, Moxley kind of addresses that later in the show for the
yeah,
first time in a way. So I thought that
yeah,
was good.
yeah. So anyway, all that's very good. And then Ospreay would walk away and run into Hangman Adam Page.
Yup.
Yes.
And I think it was, but yeah, right before he ran into Hangman, the thing I liked about Will is his line, "You don't get to pull the trigger for me." And I
Yes.
think that really helped solidify what the problem was. It's like, well, of course you had a problem, but I like how they're making it logical and spelling out exactly, in case you don't remember, in case you don't understand what happened and why. Moxley's mad about this, and
Yep.
Will's mad about this. Now we can
Yeah.
move on, and then your guy finally shows up.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that because it's kind of a theme, again, with this main story, the sort of A storyline throughout the show. They did a really, really nice job with it tonight. We'll talk more about that as we go. But yes, finally, Hangman shows up in the role that I thought he might, if you listen to the Redemption recap episode. I finally got it
Ooh.
right.
I mean, eventually you were
That's
bound, you know.
yeah. Isn't that the law of probability or something like that, where eventually I had to accidentally get it right? But
Mhm.
yeah,
Even
but
what was it? One of our old friends whose RW used to say, even, the sun shines on a dog's butt at least once
yeah,
or
sun
something.
shines on a dog's ass every once in a while, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
or something like that. Sun
way to
even
be a
shines
dog's
on a
butt.
dog's ass once in a while. Yep, yep,
Way to be a dog's butt. You got the sun
yeah,
spotlight on you tonight. Well done.
yep. Pretty thrilled. But I did think it was interesting. I do think I think that adds an interesting dynamic to it, but it also is not directly inserting him into the storyline, right?
Right.
It's
Which
Hangman
which was my
going
concern, as you know. So,
right, right,
I'm
but it's just
100% glad that you were right.
yeah, it's just him saying, "Hey, I'm here if you need me." That's all. So I thought that was very interesting, and it makes me a happy boy. That
Mhm.
and cookie dough make me happy in my tum tum. So then we got that triple threat banger for the national title with Jack Perry, Nick Wayne, and Andrade, and oh my goodness,
So good. Dude, so good.
I couldn't look away, and I was so happy to be behind because I could just bang through the commercials real quick and be like, "Give me more, give me more,
Mhm.
get me back to this as quick as possible." That was really good. That I'll just say it's my match of the night. I mean,
It's same. I thought exactly the same thing. Everybody looked really great in this, and I thought it was really important for Andrade to have this type of match as his first defense of the national title because it was against Jack Perry, who you and I thought was going to win the God, what was the
the
6-man ladder
ladder
match?
match,
We
yeah,
thought he was going to win that. So now you have Jack in there, and then you have kind of a bit of a new rivalry forming between him and Nick Wayne. So that is happening. I really thought a little bit more was going to come out between those two by the end. We didn't see it, which is fine because that match was everything it needed to be. It was so,
yeah.
so good. So good.
I have a suspicion that they may keep Nick and Jack apart a little bit between now and Wembley, but I have a suspicion both those guys are going to end up in that Casino Gauntlet match that they announced tonight, and we're going to further a storyline there. Now, I may be wrong, or what'll happen is I'll be right, but it'll take 8 months for me to be right about it.
Or they'll do it next week.
Or they'll do it next week. Yeah, but I think that might be where we're headed, and those guys are going to, I don't know, eliminate each other or something like that. So, I think that they're starting to really figure out how to utilize these multi-person matches to create and further storylines. I think they've been trying to do it for a while and hadn't really landed on it, not consistently anyway.
Right. Yes. A few have and a few missed.
Yeah. I think that they have really started to figure that out. And that's great. That's awesome.
I would agree because we see it again later in the evening, and I thought that was great.
Yep. So then Tony was in the ring. I should say Tony Schiavone was in the ring with Andrade after that. And like I said, I thought what I was struck by with this is how damn charismatic Andrade is. Because there he is cutting his promo, and we all know English is not his first language, but you can tell the man is putting in the work. And I was like, man, even if he had just spoken in Spanish there, I would have been like captivated. Like, he's just so damn charismatic. He's going to do a lot for that national title if they keep it on him for a while. He can really elevate that.
Exactly. That's what we were talking about when he won it, is he could be the guy to make that title mean something, because it hasn't really yet. It's just another title, but with it on his waist, that dude's so damn good. He took one of the most ridiculous catchphrases and got it so over. How you know?
Yeah.
And the way he started it was possibly the dumbest way to start it. But now here it is, and I'm here for it, and I love it. I've said, I will continue to say, this is my favorite form of Andrade, and I just keep getting me more of it, because this guy is all cylinders firing, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, I agree. So then, the Brawling Birds promo.
Okay, I'm curious, what was it that offended you by this?
I am offended by how dumb it was. Here's why I think it was dumb. Now, again, offended is a little bit dramatic, but...
No, let's stay with it.
But I was legitimately yelling at the TV. Okay, I was, because this is what they said. This is the crux of the promo. You guys are undefeated. Divine Dominion, you're undefeated. So are we. Well, of course you're undefeated. You've wrestled like twice as a tag team. That would be like, Doug, you and I are undefeated as a tag team in AEW.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I mean, so what? Oh, you're undefeated. Yeah, you're undefeated. You're what? I think it's 2-0. I'm not even kidding about that.
No,
and
I know.
I might even be overestimating it. It might be 1-0. So that bothered me.
It's not many, I can tell you that.
It's not many. Yeah. So that bothered me. And then the rest of the promo basically is, oh, well, all you guys do is talk. I'm sorry, what? I've seen Divine Dominion in the ring a hell of a lot more than the Brawling Birds. You're the ones who only talk. This would have been a great promo if they were heels, because they would have been doing the thing of, I'm going to accuse you of doing everything that I actually do, right? This would have been a great heel promo, but they aren't heels. So instead, it is dumb as hell. And it does nothing, in my mind, to add any heat. Just go ahead and announce they're going to fight it all in. We all know where it's going. Go ahead and announce it. And then you know what? You can just not talk about it for 30 days.
Yeah.
Because that would actually be better than what they're currently doing to build it. Now, they might find a way to catch some heat on this. Again, they have 31 days to do it. But this is not a great start.
Right. The reason it fell in the mid for me is, okay, you're reminding us that they're back as a tag team, and that's great. However, more to your point, because of what happened later in the evening, you don't need this promo. You don't need it at all. And with as long as this show was, you can cut 45 seconds.
Yep.
Not going to hurt us. Okay?
Nope.
Not going to hurt us.
Yeah. It was at best, in my mind, it was at best a weak promo. It's at worst, it's just nonsensical. Like,
can't argue with that.
To me, I look at it and I go, the people that you look at, like, I'm going to use MJF as an example.
Okay.
Which is probably not fair, but I'm going to do it anyway. When you look at a guy like MJF and you go, man, his promos just are always great. It's because he puts the work in. Like, he has said, basically, pick a wrestler. I have a promo for them. Because he sits and he pops it into his phone and then he works on it and the notes app and all that. He's got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This felt to me, and maybe this is what happened, but this felt to me like they went, hey, go out there and cut a promo, and they didn't know that they were going to do it.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, it honestly felt to me like they just went, oh, we got to cobble some together, so here it is. Far better promo would have been, you guys walk around talking about you're the biggest and best in this, in the business, and nobody can touch you, and you're goddesses and all that. Well, you know what? Let's just fight and find out. That would have been a better promo. And I just did that off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So, like, that is what bugs me about it is I think both Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter are better than this. And
you know it.
And I know it.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
So I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't good in my mind.
Yeah,
wasn't good.
Then
I'm just gonna throw this in here. I wrote it down later, but I'm just gonna throw this in here. My God, Renee, hardest working woman in showbiz tonight. She was everywhere.
Yeah.
But then it was her with the Don Callis family.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this promo. I totally forgot about it.
So I can understand why, because this isn't exactly a barn burner of a promo, which is kind of interesting when you look at who was involved. Like, you've got Kyle Fletcher, you've got Don Callis, Kevin Knight was in there, who's gotten better, I think. I understand why you forgot about it, because this isn't, they weren't throwing their fastball, but what it did is it still, there's some story beats in here, right? Like, we're building some beef between Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher. Tease the Proto-Okada breakup again, that Okada wants his belt back. It wasn't the greatest promo by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't, it did what it needed to do. And I'm never going to say that something that Don Callis is involved in was bad unless something went catastrophically wrong,
Exactly. Yeah. And like you said, there were only two little beats that came out of it, which was the Kevin Knight thing and the Okada thing. And the Okada thing, I think, was the highlight of that promo. And it came at the very end, but it was exactly what it needed to be. It was well timed. And you kind of had, as soon as he said it's staying in the Don Callis family, you kind of had that spidey sense of, okay, next week we're going to hear from Okada. And yet now he comes right out. It's like, okay, good. We heard it this week. So that's awesome.
Yeah, the spidey sense is exactly it. Because as soon as he said it's staying in the family, I went, well, that doesn't mean it's staying with him.
Exactly. So, and I think we know who wants it.
Yep. So that's interesting to me. And it again leads to a question in my mind that I think could be fascinating storytelling of, if we're going to start splitting more guys off of the Don Callis family, and it's not like, no offense to Brian Cage, but it's not Brian Cage leaving the family, right?
No.
Takeshita is gone. Andrade is gone. Kevin Knight's probably going to split off sooner rather than later. Either Okada or Fletcher are going to split off sooner rather than later. These are the top guys in that stable. It really becomes fascinating to me of, what does Don do there in a kayfabe perspective, right? Like, this is this guy who has built his NWO or whatever, his Bullet Club, whatever you want to call it. And what are you going to do when you start losing your actually top guys? I think it could be really interesting.
Oddly, as you were verbalizing all that and kind of crystallizing it, it made me realize the Don Callis family has done a great job of building up stars to move on. Now, Takeshita hasn't done a ton since leaving.
Yeah, some of that is
at least he hasn't been on TV as much, and I'm not going to say he hasn't been successful.
Some of that is because he goes to Japan regularly,
that's fine. But I'm almost wondering if because the way they played it so far is when someone's ready to leave, Don brings in a new member. And then, oh, someone leaves? Don't worry. We've got the Jet, Kevin Knight, or, instead of Kenny, now we have Takeshita. And so he's been able to bring these in. So my suspicion is I want to know if he's going to bring in anyone else to shore up the ranks so that he can move someone else up and be his star for the moment. So, and just interesting. Might not happen. It might implode. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the most recent trend is no, because really, you bring Kevin Knight in, but he's lost more than that, right? Because he lost Takeshita, he lost Andrade. I guess really just those two, but still, that's a net of -1.
But
I
he
think.
got RPG Vice.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, he did that.
Did.
Uh,
That's a fact.
yeah, you're not wrong.
That is a fact.
That is a fact, Jack. But anyway, then it was the trios match with Brian Cage, speaking of Jake Doyle and Kyle Fletcher against Brodito and Speedball. And I think you covered this nicely in the heat check of a very good match. Did a nice job of furthering the Fletcher Speedball storyline, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it did what it needed to do. I thought finally Brian Cage looked pretty good in a defeat. I don't think he looked stupid. It was really good. It was smart to give Speedball the pin over possibly the biggest guy in the match of Doyle. So that was nice. And having that stare off right as the 3 count ended of him and Fletcher was really well done. The storytelling in that was really well done. So very happy with how that went, because it gave us enough. It didn't give us too much, but it definitely, gave us the ... that this story is far from over. So I really did enjoy it.
Yep, I agree. Then it was Renee with the Bucks and Cope and Cage, which I believe both of us said was really close to the midline.
Yeah.
I will just tell you what kept it off the midline for me, and that is Christian Cage.
Yep. Absolutely.
If you just watch him whenever he's on the screen, he is wildly entertaining. The facial expressions he did, he doesn't say a lot here, but the nonverbals he did, he continues to do the best work of his already Hall of Fame career. And that is what kept it off of that mid level for me, because otherwise this was too long.
Yeah, it was.
And when the show was too long, you could have trimmed this way down. It was way too long.
For me, you're right. Christian Cage saved this interview. But the thing that really sent it for me from keeping it out of the mid was the one line when he just goes, "I'm glad you're bringing your moms."
Wives. But yeah.
Wives, that damn it,
Yeah.
I blew it. But yes.
It doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter because
It
yes,
matters to
it
me
was
that I blew it, but yeah. But that was hilarious.
it was excellent. Like he was so good in this. The other thing that kept it that I give bonus points for were Nick Jackson's shoes. I do love me some Jordan 11s. I don't think I've actually seen that pair before, so kudos to him.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'll start wearing them when we record and show off my very small collection of them compared to what the Jacksons have. But anyway.
True enough. I am not wearing shoes. I'm not wearing shoes right now.
I'm wearing a pair of 13s right now.
Look at that sexiness.
The fact that I got my leg up to the camera and didn't die is
pretty solid.
Pretty proud of that.
Pretty solid. I'm not wearing shoes or socks right now, so I'm not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a cry later, but right now. Then it was Persephone and Maya World, which I think you and I are differing on this one a little bit, but only a little. So here is why I put it on the mid. And ironically, I think it's because this is where you and I split, is because of the stuff that you liked. So when I saw the card for tonight and I saw this was going to be the match, I was like, that's perfect. This is exactly who Maya World needs to defend against, because we know Persephone a little bit, right? Like if you don't pay any attention to anything other than AEW, you know her a little bit. She's the CMLL Women's World Champion. If you've watched any CMLL, she's a huge deal there. Like she's one of their top heels there. But I thought this is perfect because this is a legit contender that Maya can beat, and it builds her credibility. Like this is a person that I go, okay, you seem pretty evenly matched, and Maya can beat her and build that resume. And it's not throwing her at that sort of A tier of, Mercedes, Willow, Tekla would be there, I think,
And it's not padding her resume with also in the ring or already in the ring. So
right. It's not a jabroni. It's not an already in the ring.
Mhm.
And it's not asking me to believe that she's going over like Tekla, right? Who's kind of the person without a dance partner right now. That's
Right,
in that A level or that S tier or whatever. So I really liked that. I actually didn't love. I don't mind Sheeta coming in and getting involved. I think that makes sense. And if you want to build that program, an actual program between them that's going to feed into All In, that's fine. I
Mhm.
hope the match is better than what we got.
Yep.
Given more time to build it.
Mhm.
I actually didn't love Statlander coming in because if the story is going to become Sheeta and Statlander again, been there, done it, it's played out. And I don't love taking Chris Statlander and saying, okay, this is going to be the reason that Maya World continues to win. Let Maya win.
Yes.
Let her win on her own, just
Mhm.
like she did to get here. She doesn't need the heavy to come in and help her. And I thought that took away from it a little bit for me.
That's fair. And I think I may have misspoke when I was talking earlier. I said I think we're going to see Sheeta and Statlander again, but I think if this goes the way I'm thinking it's going to go, we're probably going to run back Sheeta and Maya World, which okay, give us a better match, and I agree. But I think it might be Statlander and Persephone because Persephone was sitting there mad as hell at the end, yelling, "You cost me the match. You cost me the win." And so if that's where they focus Persephone on Chris Statlander, then it makes more sense. It gives Statlander a new opponent. It gives her the CMLL title to chase. It gives Persephone more TV time. So if that's how we do it, fine. So that's what I was liking about it. And again, I thought this wasn't terrible storytelling. It still keeps Maya World on TV. It still continues the story with Sheeta and more women on the TV. So it gives me a little hope that they're focusing in on at least one story for the women's division, which I think they need to do.
Yeah. And let me be clear, this was very close to being in that liked category for me.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That end just took it took enough away from me personally that I was like, I'm going to drop it down. It doesn't mean that they can't come back next week and hook me right back into it and go, okay, yeah, I'm in. It just, for me in this moment, working off the information that we have right now, which is only what happened tonight, I was like, just let her win,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
that makes sense. Well, and I think that's why they had Statlander come out to just to kind of negate Sheeta. So it was more, well, she is winning and she's doing it without any, okay, technically there's interference, but she's taking away the interference from before. So
yeah, and I get it. I personally, I think what I would have liked to have seen happen is if you're gonna build, if this story is Sheeta and Maya World 2 at All In for the TBS Championship, which is fine.
Mhm.
Like I said, hopefully with more time they put together a better match, but you could have done that with Sheeta coming in post match, right, to hit her with the kendo stick, and then maybe Persephone and Sheeta are beating her down, and now Statlander comes out to make the save. And if you want to do her and Persephone, and you're right, it would take away then from Persephone going, "You cost me, you screwed me," whatever.
Mhm.
And I think you're right. If it turns into Chris Statlander and Persephone doing a program, cool. I'm on
Mhm.
board. And
Yeah.
if that's where it goes, then okay. Like I said, this was real borderline for me on that. Like, it just, for right now, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know
I
how I
mean,
feel about it.
if they are running back Sheeta and Maya,
Mm-hmm.
I think they can't help but put more interest on it now because now they have 32 days to build it, whereas before I think they took 2 to 3 days to build their
Yes.
first match.
Oh,
So
I totally agree.
there's
Like I
gonna
said,
there's gonna be more stink on the ball because A, Sheeta lost, and they have some time to let it simmer, and I hope they do. If this is what they're doing for All In, please let it simmer. Please let it cook so that we're excited to see it at All In.
yeah, and I think they will. Like I said, next week we might be sitting here and I may very well be going, okay, yeah, I'm on board now. It may very well happen.
Right.
It also might not. I don't know. We'll see.
Very true. Very true.
Then we have that Mark Davis promo we referenced. Whatever.
Okay, here's I probably should have put this in my don't like.
Okay.
Because Mark Davis is like, I'm feeling 10 pounds lighter because I lost my belt. So Will Ospreay, let's fight.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down too. It doesn't make any sense.
What?
He's like, I gotta do something. I'm furious. It infuriates me, and I gotta do something. Wouldn't you want to fight the guy that took the belt from you?
No, Will Ospreay is who I want to fight. So it's just, okay.
The other
Dumb.
thing that I noted here was a lot of the Don Callis family guys telling the family to stay in the back, which not sure what to make of that.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going with that one, but yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I wouldn't go so far as to say I disliked it, but it was whereas Maya World and not Sheeta, Maya World and Persephone and all that stuff was really close to my like. This was really close to my did not like.
Yeah, for that reason.
Just, it didn't make any sense. And
No.
I guess if I'm gonna crap all over the Brawling Birds promo for I guess for not making sense, then I should probably do the same thing here.
Yep. But
All
that's
right,
all right.
I didn't
Whatever.
like it. I talked myself into it. It was crap.
I don't.
Get
I
it
think
out of
I've
here.
gone to not liking it too.
Yeah. Then we got Renee with Willow, which, like we talked about, I get it. It was a very emotional thing for her. And by the way, I failed to mention this in the heat check. I should have put the crowd in the liked it.
I had it in my head, and I forgot to say that too. But
I did too. They were red hot tonight.
That was
wow.
a great crowd.
They were amazing. And very cool moment there. Very cool
Mhm.
moment. I think I would have really, really liked this if it hadn't been too long, but it was too long.
Yeah. Well, I think it rambled too long because I think Willow was genuinely just struck emotionally by it, by the support and the response she was getting, and I think it flustered her, and I think it got her a little off track. Which, if that's why we're running a little long, I'm okay with. But yeah, the length of it was a bit much, and it took us a minute to get to where we were going. And even though it felt really good, it still was a bit rambly and didn't make it made sense, but that's fine. I love Willow, so I'm not mad about it. But it just went a little bit long. But when Mercedes came out, now we're cooking.
I felt the same way. Like, it's a great moment for her, and that's wonderful, and I'm very happy for her. I do think she got knocked off her game a little bit.
Mhm.
Happens,
Yeah.
I wrote down rambly as well. Yep. The Mercedes part was good. What did you think about when Divine Dominion came out then at the end?
I was okay with it.
Okay.
But before we got to that, what I liked about Mercedes' bit is she ran down exactly why she's not happy with Willow and why she's not a fan. And it all made sense. And she ticked off all the things, and she's like, I made you. I elevated you. You're not going to be me, and you're not going to beat me. And I like the fact when Divine Dominion came out, because now it's like, okay, you are working together. Because the first time they showed up, it was like, are you
right?
Who are you supporting? Because there's 3 teams, and you're one of them, and 2 of you aren't supposed to, huh? So having them stand with her, I was like, cool. And as soon as that happened, before anything else, I wrote down, I smell a trios match.
Yeah. And that's fine, because I get that you have to figure out ways to build the heat on the program,
and
it can't just all be promos.
No.
And so, we're going to do tag matches and trios matches and all that. And that's fine.
And here's the thing. Does it make the most logical sense? Is it a little confusing to have Divine Dominion teaming up with the Mercedes? Yeah. However, I have been moaning and complaining that I don't think they're doing enough with the women's division. And here they are doing something. Now, is it the most well thought out story? No. But I'm happy they're bringing Divine Dominion onto Dynamite. I want to see the women's tag team champions on Dynamite. They don't have to be there every week, but have them show up. You don't even have to have them wrestle there. Have them show up. Have them support Mercedes. So in that regard, hats off. I am super happy that we have 2 now stories that we are putting effort into for the women. And it may end up being better than it looks in the moment. So I'm willing to give it the room it needs to breathe, because, again, they're finally doing what I want, which is giving them something to do that means something. So, yeah, bring it. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on any of that stuff. Wasn't my favorite segment of the show. I agree with something you
Mine
said
neither.
there. Yeah. I agree with you with something you said there of at some point I would like an explanation for why Divine Dominion has aligned themselves with Mercedes. Because right now it doesn't make any sense. And
The only thing I have in the back of my head is they are convinced that Mercedes is going to win the world title, and so they want the world and the women's tag champions together. They want to be part of that. If they're going to have anyone with them, they want it to be the world champ. That's
yeah,
the
I get it.
only
Yeah.
thing, and it's weak,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing in my head. Hopefully, they'll give us a better story between now and All In.
Yeah. I mean, I would like some explanation there. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to get it.
No, we probably
I
aren't.
I would like it, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna beat the dead horse. It was fine. So then we went to Jon Moxley and Komander for the Continental Championship, I should say.
Versus
Like I
each
said,
other.
versus each other. Yes. Like I said, I did some fast forwarding here for exactly what you said. I knew who was winning. And I like Komander a lot, and the chunks that I watched, I was like, "This is pretty good. I like what I'm seeing." For the most part, there was one thing I saw I didn't like. Komander should be the new Continental Champion because Jon Moxley did not kick out before 3. Happened
Well,
again.
I missed that one
It
because
happened
normally
again.
that's normally my hot button.
It happened again where the ref had to do the like,
Mm.
because he didn't kick in time.
That's not a very Moxley thing to do either. He's usually
It's
really,
not.
really good about that.
Yeah, he's usually way better. And
Huh. Okay.
that's it just goes back to what we talked about in the Redemption show of stop having everything be 2.99. Just
Yeah.
stop it.
Yep.
And somebody made this comment today on social media where they were like, the other problem is there's too many pinfall attempts. And I went, you know what? That's a good point. There are a ton of pinfall attempts in matches anymore. And I wouldn't mind cutting some of those out for more actual, storytelling and wrestling and,
Mhm. Yeah.
especially with two dudes like Jon Moxley and Komander. So
Yeah.
that
And
aside,
and again, the match was great. Like, I have no qualms with the match. I thought Moxley looked good. I thought Komander looks good. Again, the only thing I have against it is there was all next to no reason why Komander's wrestling him. And again, we don't always need a reason for good wrestlers to wrestle good wrestlers. But even though since there wasn't a reason and we knew Komander wasn't going to win on a show this long, again, it's like, okay. We didn't need
I
Moxley to wrestle tonight. We didn't need that.
yeah, I would have preferred, I know you don't always love these, but I would have preferred that they did the eliminator match where,
Yeah, that's fine.
if Komander beats him, then he gets the title shot
Mhm.
in Mexico City for
Yeah.
Grand Slam the next week. I think that's what they should have done because then you could have him win, have Komander win, which makes a lot of sense, and then, you've got him on the card in his home country. I
Right.
think that would have made more sense than jumping right to the title match because you're right, it's why I was fast forwarding. We knew who was winning this.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is a case where the eliminator match makes sense in my head because we're a week out from Mexico.
Yeah.
You can, like you said, you can have him make the pinfall. You can bring him in as a legit challenger now, and he's already one win up on Mox. We still know Mox is going to win, but it brings some hype in to his home country. It makes a lot of sense. But the match was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, and you put on a good match, and I'll sit there and go, I know John's winning in Mexico, but I don't
Mhm.
care because if you're going to give me another really good match, like, okay, cool. That's what I'm here for. Cool. It was Mick and the Bang Bang Gang, which fun.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
I liked it.
Quick note, did you see what Mick wrote after Redemption about the weird interview?
No, I did not.
He said, now this is what he said. He said, I misheard them. When they said bow down, I thought they said bow wow. And so he goes, I didn't know what they meant, so I just went with it. So that's all on me. I misheard them.
So here's what I'll say. Two things. Number one, it's conceivable because the man is basically missing an ear.
True.
And number 2, that's a pro. That's a pro putting it on himself and saying,
Mhm.
my fault. Give me all the heat.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. If that's what
Again,
happened, okay. But
I just found it was interesting. At least someone addressed it, and
yeah.
so whatevs.
Yeah. Then we got the trios titles match with the conglomeration versus the demand.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like that they switched it to the demand. I think that was the
I
right
do
move.
too. Yep.
I have no problem with Lethal Twist being the reason
Mm-mm.
that they won. I
Love that.
did, however, scratch my head when Brody King and Hangman made the save. And the reason that I did that is, well, there's really multiple reasons. Number 1 is Brody and Hangman have not really been connected to any of these people at all. Not really,
Right.
especially Hangman.
Right.
Number 2, there's like 1 million people in the conglomeration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 1 million's a stretch, but there are a lot of people.
But they haven't been around a lot.
Sure.
Briscoe's been out. Hologram hasn't been around lately.
Mhm.
I don't know who else is in it.
Well, Ishii, who just will
he's around.
pop up periodically.
Right.
But, like, Willow's in it.
Yeah.
You
Sometimes.
know, well, she's in the video,
Yeah.
the entrance video.
But she's not consistently, she hasn't been around as much, but she's not been consistently backstage with them. I have a feeling I'm right about this, but I could be wrong. With what happened, I wrote down Brodito Hangman versus the Demand.
That's what I think too.
And didn't they make that match? Or am I wrong for
Not that I'm aware of.
tomorrow? Maybe I hallucinated that one.
I don't know. If they did, I mean, I'll look it up here real quick. If they did, I missed it. Now, again, to be fair, I was fast forwarding.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's something else that we're going to mention here in just a minute that I'm like, did I miss this? Because it doesn't.
I know what you're talking about, and I wrote
must
that
have
down
missed
too.
something. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
That, or I think he may have misspoke.
So maybe I didn't miss it then.
If it's the thing you and I are both talking about.
Yeah, just to put the bow on this, I don't know if they made the match or not, but I agree with you. I think that's exactly where we're headed, of Brodito and Hangman versus the Demand for the trios title, which feels to me like
the Demand.
We want to put these 3 guys on All In. We don't think we have a better way to do it, so here it is. Or maybe they're going to do it in Mexico. I don't know. That would actually kind of make some more sense, because I think you can move at least Hangman into something bigger. And again, this is a guy who came back and ran down all of your 18 singles titles. Have him chase one of them. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to go after Kevin Knight in the TNT title.
I do too. But I really again.
What do I know?
I'm liking it because once again we're asking them to put the trios title in a better spotlight, and they're doing it. So I'm not going to complain about it, even if maybe the Brodito Hangman thing doesn't make sense. I don't think it's going to last, but if it gives us a couple weeks of challenge to the Demand, and maybe they have to brawl with Lethal Twist here and there, and the conglomeration is going to mix up with it. Okay, we've got 3, maybe 4 trios teams that we could put together and make some noise, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with them actually doing something with the trios titles. Don't get me wrong. I think you can come up with better stories for Hangman and Brodito rather than going, we're just going to shove these 3 guys into it. It's nitpicky, but regardless, I'm going to nitpick it because I don't get it, and I don't think I love it. I think the reason you thought they made the match for Collision is when all this ended, they hyped up Collision. They were doing a promo for a Collision. So that's probably why you thought that.
More than likely.
Yeah. So then we got the Death Riders promo where, first of all, I'm going to assume that he did this on purpose, but Mox saying we play by the rules made me laugh because no, you very much don't.
Right.
Because I would like to point out that once again, multiple attempted murders. So
I
I
don't
gotta
know
believe
if
he did
he's
it
talking
on
about
purpose.
the law of the jungle, so I don't know what he's referencing, but yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta believe he did that on purpose because no, you very much don't. I thought the promo overall was fine. It was fine. I think that this combined with the start of the show and then combined with Omega and Ospreay, sort of like you were mentioning earlier with like the Willow and Mercedes thing, they did a really nice job tonight of going, hey, if you missed anything or if you're not caught up, now you are. Now you know the story. Now you're caught up.
Yep.
So I thought that was very good. But then Mox mentions the Continental Cup.
Thank you.
So I thought maybe I accidentally fast forwarded through something.
I didn't hear
Did
it
they announce this?
I didn't hear it mentioned.
Okay.
Now, as we're talking about it, I'm thinking maybe he misspoke about the casino gauntlet match that's happening at All In.
But I don't think so because he was specifically talking about it as this might be the end of my reign as the Continental Champion, and the Casino Gauntlet match is for a world title shot.
Yeah, then okay. Yeah, then I have no idea what
so
he's talking
I think that look, obviously he knows creative plans before we do. Like, obviously. I think he just messed up and cut a promo about a thing they haven't announced yet.
And I'm shocked that no one in the announce booth said anything about it because I think they should have, because I think
agree.
we aren't the only ones going.
I think that in that moment, Tony Khan needed to get in Excalibur's ear and go, you have to run it down. This is what it is. You've got to mention it, that this is what we're doing, because he messed up. He accidentally said it. He wasn't supposed to. It's fine. It happens. He's only human. But I'm thinking he just spoiled something for All In. So,
I wrote down, I go, is this the first time we're hearing about this?
Yeah.
Is when he says I'm hearing rumors about it? Well,
yeah.
buddy.
Okay.
No,
Glad I wasn't the only one confused.
I think he missed the email that he wasn't supposed to say anything yet. So that's all right.
That's fine. So, okay. I'm glad I wasn't the only one confused on that. But overall, I thought it was a fine promo, and again, helps advance the story. So did what it's supposed to do. And then I had the vapors.
Dude, let's talk about this. I know we've already gone an hour, but
I don't care.
Dude,
what?
Kenny Omega, I thought Kenny Omega was the best on the mic I've seen him in ages.
I agree.
I really, really liked it. And what I really liked is Will didn't give him one sentence before his music hits. Not even a full sentence. And he's
Loved it.
He's ready to go. And because again, I like it when things happen that actually make sense in the real world. Like if you are beefing that hard with someone, are you going to let them talk for 5 minutes before you come out and say, hey, shut up? No. You see him out there, you're like, F this, I'm out, let's go. And so I loved it. Loved it.
Loved it. Same. I loved that he came out immediately and didn't let Kenny get a word out. Kenny was, I agree with you. This is the best promo he has cut in a long time.
Yep.
And that's not to try and disparage his work to this point, but again, I think we're getting the cleaner back, and he's finding that again. He was so good. And the stuff he was saying, I'm going, he's not wrong.
No.
He's making sense, which I always like the heel promos. I mean, there are a lot of different heel promos I like, but I like the ones where they lay it out logically, where they go, like what he was doing tonight of, I told you they were going to turn on you. I warned you about Jon Moxley. I told you, and you didn't listen, which, yes, that's exactly what's happening with Jon Moxley, too. But Mox's reaction is different than Kenny's, which is a nice sort of subtlety here, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this man is making a tremendous case for why he is pissed at this guy.
Yep.
And they did a great job of positioning him into more of a heel spot, which is clearly where he's going, because like we talked about in the Redemption episode, Will Ospreay is not going to be a heel in London.
No, he is not.
So, and honestly, in this spot, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the heel going in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they did an amazing job tonight, and Will Ospreay,
dude.
brought the heat on the mic tonight.
Yes, he did. Those two were so, like I said, up until tonight, it has annoyed me when they have closed with an interview or a promo.
Yeah.
Did not care tonight because this one was so good. They were both on it. When Kenny started bitch slapping him, and just, I wrote down, Kenny bitch slaps Will and calls him a liar. I was like, okay, son, now we're on.
And Will coming back at him with, if you lay hands on me, I will kick the shit out of you. I don't care who you are. I was like,
Yep.
whoo.
So good, man. It's so good.
Awesome.
And what I really, really liked is Kenny makes really good points, maybe a little shaded, but still really good points. Like, I saw you holding my belt. I saw the plastic bag, which meant you thought about it.
Yep.
You thought about it.
Well, I thought he made a great point too of you took forever to make up your mind, because he did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I really liked when Will came back with, I want this more than anything else, but I'm going to do it my way. I'm not going to do it your way. I'm not going to do it Jon Moxley's way. This is my way, because there's more than one way to do it, and that's by being the best.
Yep. And him saying, you'll see it coming. When I pull the trigger, it will be to your face. I was like, oh my God. I want to just go to sleep. Well, I do and I don't. Like, on one hand, I want to go to sleep for the next 30 days and just get to All In.
Yeah,
but
man.
On the other hand, holy crap, if that's what they brought tonight, what are they going to do next week? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, you and I are probably going to agree on this. Keep them physically apart, but let them have these little interactions. You can have a slap here and there, and but don't put them in the ring together. Don't put them in a tag match.
Yeah.
Let them just fight it out like this, because we're 32 days out, and I was excited beforehand about this match.
Yeah. I think the blueprint, again, I know I go to this one a lot, but it's because I think it was so good. I think the blueprint is what they did with Rock and Austin in the build to Mania 17.
Well, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly that. It's like, keep them apart. Let them just snipe at each other. Again, if you want to have them smack each other and then have, security get between them and nothing really happens, that's fine.
Yeah, you can even do, like, they did this with Rock and Austin, where it was like one of them had a match and then the other one came out and it was the stare down, and as the tension grew and grew and grew, then they'd throw hands. But they didn't even do the, like, it's a tag match thing where they're going to be across from each other. It was always, I'm going to be in your face to remind you that you got to go through me, right? So it was Rock saying, you got to beat me for this title, and it was Austin saying, you got to beat me to keep it, right? And it's just showing how laser focused they are and how mad they are at each other, and you can let them throw hands. Just, it needs to be in those, it's after a match sort of thing, and people come out and pull them apart relatively quickly. Yeah. Whether it's security or, the Bucks and, I don't know, somebody else, whatever. Hangman, maybe, I don't know. But I love it.
I thought it was refreshingly good that neither the Death Riders or the Bucks came out in this and let them do their thing. Because I think, yes, would have been maybe a good look to have that brawl.
Not tonight.
I think
too early.
I think it would have taken away from what they did tonight. And what they did tonight was damn near perfect. It was so good. Like I said, I don't know if Will and Kenny have been that good on the mic in the last year.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So good.
Yeah. And again, going back to the Rock Austin thing, if you go back and you go through the weeks, it doesn't start with them throwing hands. It builds to it. Right. And so I think that's what, like I said, that's your blueprint. When you've got 31 days now, like next week, you can have it be even more tense. But again, I don't think they need to get physical. But then the week after that, maybe they do a little bit, and like that's the progression they can go through here. And dude, I mean, this is a hell of an opening shot for this program. And
yeah, it is.
I'll tell you what, I don't imagine that anybody was on the fence about buying All In, but if you were, tonight should have tipped you to the, yeah, I'm buying it. Like, I'm pre-ordering it now because that match is going to be fire.
And if that doesn't convince you, then I don't know what they can do to get you to buy it. I really
if
don't.
that doesn't convince you, you weren't actually going to do it. And that's fine.
Yeah, and that's okay. But like, if that doesn't do it, they're not going to do anything between now and then to get you to buy it. And that's fine. You can just watch Dynamite, watch Collision. And by the way, we have a Collision tomorrow, depending on when we're referencing.
Yeah.
And
when this comes out, it will be tonight. Yeah.
Yes. And Will's going to wrestle. He's wrestling Danny Garcia.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's it was real good.
Yeah.
It was real good.
Like I said, if they let this cook, and if they let the Willow, Sheeta, Statlander, Persephone thing, if they put a little more meat on those bones and let that simmer and let that cook until All In, and they do the same thing with the trios match, and they do the same thing with Willow and Mercedes, now you have 4 potentially really, really good stories, or at least 2 A-tier ones and 2 B-plus ones going into All In, and you've got 30 days to tell those stories before we get to it. I think they're doing okay if they follow that route, and I hope they do. And it may be some of the most planning before a big match, a big pay-per-view that they've done in a bit, and I am very happy with that.
Right now, looking at the board, you've got potentially, I mean, you've got an amazing story for the Men's World Championship. I think you can get a really strong story going with Willow and Mercedes. I think they took a good first step tonight. You can get really strong one going there. I agree with you. If they can actually tell the story instead of just giving it like a couple days build between Maya World and Sheeta, you got something there.
Yeah,
tag team.
That's the one I'm giving the biggest asterisk to because I don't agree with it, but it has that potential.
It's the biggest wild card in my opinion.
Yes,
the tag
100%.
team match between now and then is that's going to be great.
Forgot about that one. I was just thinking of the trios. Yeah.
Yep. The trios has potential to be really good. So now we're up to 5.
Yeah.
The women's tag could, if they can find a stride, it could, like I said, there's a chance that they can turn this thing around, but they got to get a lot better than what they've been doing. But for right now, because I'm feeling optimistic, I'll give them they could turn that into something. So there's 6. Don't forget about the international title and the simmering beef between Fletcher and Okada, which if I think is going to happen at All In, and if I'm right, you can really get something going there.
Yes,
and then whatever they do with Andrade.
Yes, national title.
So you right there, you've got 8 matches that have real potential to have really strong story going into it. And even if they don't get all 8, even if they don't get the women's tag titles going, and even if they don't get the TBS going, to the level that I think all of us would hope they get it going to, if you still walk in with, what would that put us at, 6 really strong stories, plus you've got the Casino Gauntlet match where I gotta believe we're going to see some names pop up, right? Because a lot of non-competes have expired.
Yep.
So that's going to be very interesting of A, who wins it, B, who shows up in it. And then also tertiary to that, will they finally do the thing that you and I have called for, where it ends and somebody doesn't actually get in it that we know is supposed to be in it? I hope so too.
And I think oddly, you may be missing what could be the show stealer for All In, and that is Jericho Ciampa 7.
You son of a bitch. How dare you put that out in the world, you son of a bitch.
You know what we could see, and this is based on just one thing at the end of that match at the pay-per-view with Jericho looking like a goofus staring with his big green mouth at Taz. You put Jericho and Lio Rush together. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I don't know.
Have the green mist against the black mist, and we'll be okay.
Legitimately, you're still going to get something, I think, with the TNT title. You don't put Kevin Knight in the spot you put him in at Redemption and not do something with him
Exactly.
at All In.
Exactly.
So this is a.
Well, I think that's where we're probably going to get the Speedball match. We might do Speedball there, right? Speedball and Kevin Knight.
I think that would make sense. I mean, the way that I see this playing out is Fletcher's going to beat Speedball to retain the international title in Mexico. And I just had another idea. I'm going to play that one out first. I think that's probably where it's going to go because I do think we're building to Fletcher and Okada at All In. That's like 95% sure. You could have it be title versus title of Speedball versus Kevin Knight at All In, which would be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Winner take all. But I do think it's probably pretty likely that Kevin Knight's going to get involved. Even though I think they did the whole like, oh, I don't need your help again thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably pretty likely he's going to get involved somehow and it'll lead to them reigniting that. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that makes sense. So, but yeah, I forgot about Okada and Fletcher. So yeah, that's probably a better All-In match. But it does intrigue me with Speedball and the Jet make a lot of sense to pair up at All In. But
that's what I mean is so
reason going now. So
that's what I mean is so you call your shot. You're Mike Bailey and you call your shot for Mexico and not All In, which. At Redemption, we were like, why wouldn't you call it for All In? It's to allow that, right? It's to allow Kevin Knight to get involved somehow and cost Speedball to reignite that feud. And so it's those two for the TNT title at All In, which I think makes a lot of sense because, again, the story seems to be it's going to be the proto-Okada breakup at All In. And I got to believe you're putting Okada on the All In card. I mean, I
think so, yeah.
I can't imagine you don't. So...
Because if you get Kevin Knight interfering to cost Speedball the match, now Speedball's mad at him and probably Fletcher because Fletcher's been the one that says, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. You do, and I don't.
Yeah, and there's beef simmering between those two as well. So it's again, that's going to lay seeds for All In and beyond.
Yep.
Potentially.
If he loses it to Okada at All In, then he can just go, fine, Kevin, I'm taking your belt. And then
exactly. I want my TNT title back. Because correct me if I'm wrong, he never lost it. He had to give it up because he got hurt.
Yes. I believe that is accurate. Yeah.
So that's something out there too. So anyway, really, really good job tonight of really getting us on the road to All In and setting up some really strong storytelling.
Well, I'm just glad you and I were able to finish booking All In for them and they can relax for a minute.
Yeah, they can. Well, we haven't completely finished it because remember, this thing's going to be like 7-8 hours long. And
okay, we have round 1 done. Now we need to start booking to buy it. Ooh, we need to get Big Boom AJ on the line.
Oh, yes. We do need the Rizzler in London. Well, on that note, like, share, subscribe. Go to deutschfoods.com, DOICH, deutschfoods.com. Use code ELITEHEAT when you check out. Get 20% off. On that note, you take it because I'm going to eat more.
All right, well, I'm just going to look at the screen and watch you eat and be mad that mine's not coming till like tomorrow or the next day. But yes, deutschfoods.com, Elite Heat, all one word. Like, share, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review. It really, really helps. And yeah, tell your friends. And we'll see you next week. Okay, bye.